Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Magic Gamer 74. I'm your host, Anthony Gamer, and today we're going to start with great cards from Mirage. Mirage was released in October of 1996. There were 351 cards in this set, and the complete set is worth $1,100. What sets this set apart from many of the other expansions that came before it is that this one had an African and island motif to the artwork, which made some amazing artwork on some of these cards. Not only was the artwork great, but there were a lot of great cards in this set. So, needless to say, this is going to go on for more than one or two or probably 3 episodes. So stick with me with this one, as you will find some great cards that you will want to use in your sets, or in your decks, I should say. So before we get started, don't forget to check on the disclaimer down below. It'll save both of us a lot of headaches, especially me, and some hate mail, I'm sure. So, without further ado, let's get into the cards.
And we will begin with white. And our first card for today is Afterlife. This instant casts for 2 colorless and 1 white. Destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. Its controller creates a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Pretty nice. You can use it on yourself or an opponent. It just depends. If you'd like to get this card for your collection, it will cost you 28 cents, and it's been reprinted a few times. And next up, we have Auspicious Ancestor. This 2/3 creature casts for 3 colorless and 1 white. When Auspicious Ancestor dies, you gain 3 life. Whenever a player casts a white spell, you may pay 1 colorless. If you do, you gain 1 life. If you'd like to add this card to your collection, it will cost you $1.11, and it was not reprinted. Next up, we have Benevolent Unicorn. Love the artwork on these cards. Just the artwork on this set is just amazing. This 1/2 creature casts for 1 colorless and 1 white. If a spell would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much damage -1 to that permanent or player instead. Kind of cool. If you'd like to add this card to your deck, it will only cost you 18 cents, and it was not reprinted. And next up, we have a 1/1 for 1. This is Civic Guildmage. Oh, she's kind of cute, except the guy behind her. Anyway, so this, of course, would be good in a white, green, and blue deck. The fast effects here are tap 1 green, tap it. Target creature gets +0/+1 until end of turn. Tap 1 blue, tap it. Put target creature you control on top of its owner's library. If you'd like to add this card to your collection, it will cost you 14 cents, and it was not reprinted. Next up, we have Dazzling Beauty. She sure is. This instant casts for 2 colorless and 1 white. Cast a spell only during the declare blocker step. Target unblocked attacking creature becomes blocked. This spell works on creatures that can't be blocked. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. If you'd like to add this card to your white deck, it will cost you 14 cents, and it was not reprinted. Next up, we have a very useful card, and one you can use at a time when you need it, and that is Divine Offering. This instant casts for 1 colorless and 1 white. Destroy target artifact. You gain life equal to its mana value. Nice. If you'd like to add this card to your collection, it will cost you 13 cents, and it's been reprinted a couple times. For reasons I don't understand, when I made this list, I accidentally skipped over this card. This card should never, ever, ever, ever be skipped over and should be in every white deck. And this is Disenchant. This instant casts for 1 colorless and 1 white. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. If you'd like to get this particular version of this card, and I can't understand why you wouldn't, it would cost you 22 cents, and it's been reprinted several times. I don't know what it is. I think that when they told people about making these cards, I think they said to make sure a lot of the women were beautiful. I don't know. Anyway, this is the Femeref Healer. She's a 1/1, but she casts for 1 colorless and 1 white. Tap her, prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to any target this turn. So if your opponent has a Tim, she's the anti-Tim. If you'd like to add her to your deck, and I would highly recommend it, she only costs 9 cents, and she was not reprinted. All right, and next up we have the Femeref Knight. Okay, this 2/2 creature casts for 2 colorless and 1 white. He has flanking. Now, let me explain this. And this is something they got rid of for a good reason. It's another one of those things that nobody understood. All right, how flanking works is whenever a creature without flanking blocks this creature, the blocking creature gets -1 until end of turn. So, kind of a cool thing. And tap 1 white, Ephemerith Knight gains vigilance until end of turn. Also a really cool thing. So, this is definitely, if you're building a knight in like soldier deck, I highly recommend throwing this card in there. And the best part, it's not that expensive. It's only worth 13 cents, and it was not reprinted. And next up, we have Healing Salve. This instant casts for 1 white. Choose 1. Target player gains 3 life. Prevent the next 3 damage that would be dealt to any target this turn. Nice. And best of all, it's not an expensive card. To add this card to your collection will cost you 6 cents, and it's been reprinted several times. Up we have one of the most recognizable cards from this expansion. They put it on packs and just a cool artwork. I just love it. And this is Ivory Charm. This instant casts for 1 white. Choose 1. All creatures get -2, -0 until end of turn. Tap target creature or prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to any target this turn. If you'd like to add this card to your white deck, it will cost you 12 cents and it was not reprinted. Next up we have Mangara's Blessing. This is also a very underrated card. I don't know why more people don't play with it that play white. This is an instant that casts for 2 colorless and 1 white. You gain 5 life. When a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard Mangara's Blessing, you gain 2 life, and you return Mangara's Blessing from your graveyard to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. In other words, if you can find this card, put it in every single white deck. And if you'd like to add it to your decks, it will only cost you 20 cents, and it was not reprinted. All right, and next up we have I believe that in M is silent, so Tenda Herder, I'm going to say. I'm assuming that that's how it's pronounced. And this is a 1/1 for 1, and it has flanking. So if you'd like to add this card to your white deck, it will cost you 13 cents, and it was not reprinted. All right, and next up we have another staple of white decks that is still around today, and that is Pacifism. This enchantment casts for 1 colorless and 1 white. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Yep. Another card that you should have in your white deck. I love the artwork on this. It is so cool. If you'd like to add this card to your collection, it will cost you 20 cents, and it has been reprinted several times. And next up, we had to have a dragon in here somewhere, didn't we? Of course we did. And this is the Pearl Dragon. Awesome. Of course, like most dragons, it has flying. It's a 4/4. It casts for 4 colorless and 2 white, and it pumps in defense. Tap 1 colorless, 1 white. Pearl Dragon gets +0/+1 until end of turn. Nice. If you'd like to add this to your collection, it will cost you 46 cents, and it was only reprinted 1 time. And next up, we have our first legend from this set, and that is Rashida Scalebane. I love using this card in my decks. She casts for 3 colorless and 2 white. She's a 3/4. Tap her. Destroy target attacking or blocking dragon. It can't be regenerated. You gain life equal to its power. Oh yeah. Really good against somebody who you know loves to play with dragons. So if you play against me, don't put this in your deck. If you'd like to add it to your collection, it will cost you $1.47, and it was not reprinted. Right, and next up we have Sacred Mesa. This enchantment casts for 2 colorless and 1 white. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Sacred Mesa unless you sacrifice a Pegasus. Tap 1 colorless, tap 1 white. Create a 1/1 white Pegasus creature token with flying. If you'd like to add this card to your collection, it will cost you 53 cents, and it was reprinted a couple times. And our next card is Shadowbane. This is lovely artwork on this one. This instant casts for 1 colorless and 1 white. The next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you and or creatures you control this turn, prevent that damage. If damage from a black source is prevented this way, you gain that much life. This is a great card, especially in my case, because I have a lot of friends who like to play black decks. If you'd like to add this card to your collection, it will cost you 16 cents, and it was not reprinted. Next up, we have Vigilant Martyr, another 1/1 for 1. Now, its special effect is sacrifice Vigilant Martyr, regenerate target creature. Tap 2 white, tap it, sacrifice Vigilant Martyr, counter target spell that targets an enchantment. Nice. If you'd like to add this card to your collection, it will cost you 50 cents, and it was not reprinted. Next up, we have Wall of Resistance. It's a flying wall. Oh yeah, and it casts for 1 colorless and 1 white. It's a 0/3, and remember, walls are defenders, which means they can't attack. At the beginning of each end step, if Wall of Resistance was dealt damage this turn, put a +0/+1 counter on it. Yep, it's a defense that keeps right on giving. If you'd like to add this card to your collection, it will cost you 14 cents, and it was not reprinted. And our final white card for today, which is also our final card, is Ward of Lights. This enchantment casts for 2 white. You may cast Ward of Lights as though it had flash. If you cast it any time a sorcery couldn't have been cast, the controller of the permanent it becomes sacrifices it at the beginning of the next cleanup step. Enchant creature. As Ward of Lights enters the battlefield, choose a color. Enchanted creature has protection from chosen color. This effect doesn't remove Ward of Lights. Nice. If you'd like to add this card to your collection, it will cost you 22 cents, and it was not reprinted. Well, that will conclude this episode of Magic Gamer 74. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know by giving me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to click the little bell icon down there so you'll be notified when I upload new material. Also, yeah, I'm trying to keep these a little bit shorter because I think if I start rambling on for 20 minutes or more, I'm going to start losing people, so I'll try to keep these videos a little bit shorter. But when you have an expansion like Mirage that has a lot of cards, yeah, I have to make multiple episodes anyway, so that goes without saying. So in our next episode, we're going to continue on with Mirage and talk about some other great cards in this amazing expansion, and amazing and affordable. So until next time, this has been Anthony Gamer. Hope you all have a great week. And to all the Planeswalkers out there, I will see you in the arena. Bye for now.